Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the weekly podcast. I'm your host, Gurtej Atwal. I have special guests with me, Satwan Singh and Amar Chauhan from Genco
Hello.
organization. Welcome, Satwant and Amar.
Hey, thank you. Hello,
Thank
everybody.
you very much. Today our agenda is we will be learning about why engineering STEM education is important, and Genco is organizing a Engineering Day that will be happening on this Sunday, 24th of October at Tracy Gurdwara. So, just to explore why Engineering Day is important and why Genco is organizing an Engineering Day, and everybody is welcome to be there. First, before that, I'll request Satwan to please share his personal and professional journey with us.
Thank you, Gotej. I'm glad to be here with you. So I graduated from Guru Nanak Engineering College with the engineering degree, like in electrical and electrical communications, and then I did my graduate studies in University of Toronto. Then worked a few years in AT&T Bell Labs back in the East Coast. So now I'm in the Silicon Valley here working for Lattice Semiconductor, a company that makes the chips. And I'm really looking for ways to give it back to the community, Punjabi community, Guru Nanak Engineering Alumni Association, and other communities now that, hey, that we are, how can we give back to the our next generation?
No, thank you very much, Satwan. Now I'll request Amar to please share your professional journey with us and your affiliation with Genco.
So thanks, Kuday, first of all, arranging this. Thanks to Swanta for laying the ground from that perspective. I did my electrical and electronics from Guru Nanak Engineering College, and then I moved here in the US and did my graduate studies in high performance computing. Then I moved here to the Silicon Valley because that's what I had in my head, that everything happens there, everything stems from there, which is still kind of true, right? Um, I did spend quite a bit of time in industry doing different kind of things, trying to figure out what is my, what is my comfort level in terms of where I want to go. Uh, you know, Still connected from the technology standpoint, but have moved more into kind of the consulting management role to say. So I attribute all my success to date to what we have done at Guru Nanak Engineering College. That is the institution which has built the foundation for me, have enabled me to come to this great country, and now, like most of us, like Swantpaji mentioned, we whatever we can do in terms of giving back to our community, that's what we are here for.
So, thank you, Amar. Just to give us an additional information. So, what is the Engineering Day and where it's happening this Sunday? Just a brief overview.
No,
Yeah, I can.
absolutely.
Yeah, go
Swant,
ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, so when we started this engineering day a few years back, our goal was that we want to, number one, raise the awareness about higher education here in the United States, especially in California here. And of course, as related to not only engineering, but is other courses. And after like first few years, we figured out that, hey, it's not so much about the higher education, but where, especially in the US, the foundation is set in the junior high schools, like seventh and eighth and ninth and 10th grades, when a student, a kid, a child picks up the STEM or non-STEM type subjects, and parents didn't know about it, especially who are coming from Punjab and India. They think that, oh, you can study whatever you want up until 10th or 12th grade, and then you can pick your thing. And from then on, it has expanded. Now, where we go to different communities and do answer questions and for networking. And the last one is that, hey, not all engineers who are graduated from India and they are into engineering professions. So we provide a good networking opportunities for those engineers to see the engineering professions in action. Okay.
Yeah, no, thank you, Satwan. So just to mention, this year it's the ninth Genco Engineering Day that is being conducted every year at different locations. This year it will be in Tracy at Grant Line Temple on 24th of October, and everybody is more than welcome to join that. So, Amar, so what is the National Engineering Week? So, why it's being celebrated? What's an Engineering Day? Why it's celebrated? Just a brief background about it.
No, for sure. And then building upon what Swant has said, this engineering week is founded by the National Society of Professional Engineers way back in 1950s. I wasn't even born then, but the people have that vision to set that stage so that we as a professional or engineering professional or I, I I would even go to that extent that anybody in that professional field have a support, right? That's how I see it. That this week is celebrated during the third week of February, and and this week the like Gute, you said, we are trying to provide that viewpoint that and how engineering is helping our community in the long run, how the people, the current students, the generation, how they can be part of the what's coming as a future is really what the Genco's vision is from the engineering day standpoint. Sure, there is something which is formal, but from Genco's standpoint, we want to make sure that we are available. What we have learned there, what this country has offered us in terms of opportunities, we can provide that even in a broader sense, not only in engineering but along other fields as well. We can part that knowledge to some of other upcoming kids who are in the middle school or in the high school, so that they can figure out where they want to go and how engineering is kind of a stepping stone for them, not only for them to build a career for themselves, but how we can help the community as a whole. So from that perspective, sure, there is a significance that there's a day which is assigned, but we are going beyond that. The beyond that we are using that, because we all are engineers, we are using that as a stepping stone to help our next generation to be the advocates of the change.
No, thank you very much. So now I'll request Satwan to please share us about what this Genco association is. So what's the meaning behind Genco?
I'm glad to. So Genco is it's short form for Guru Nanak Engineering College, alumni associations. Like all great institutions, they have alumni association. Alumni means the people who are graduated from that institution. So after they go into the fields, they still keep touching with each other and organize as a force, and also with the alma mater. So in the Bay Area, the Genco Bay Area was organized in about 19, I think I would say 72, so almost over 50, 60 years now. So been holding many functions here locally. But Genco in the Engineering College, Ludhiana, that's the umbrella organizations for all the chapters that are throughout the world. And so to keep the energy going, we hold many functions throughout the years. And this Engineering Day celebration and transferring knowledge and building the networking is a big part of that.
No, thank you very much, Satwan. So, Amar, what's the thought process behind it? So, why is Genco or the Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College alumni doing this Engineering Day? So, what's the thought process behind it?
No, absolutely good day. I would say that we were fortunate that we had that opportunity to be part of one of the greatest institute in the world. I That's how I consider it. Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College is one of the top institutes one of the top 20 in India, right? Now, we were fortunate. You were part of it. Swant was part of it. I was part of it. Now, really, we as a community, as a group, we want to make sure that how we can give it back to the community. The few points for us is one, there are lot of families which does not have that engineering background or the mindset. So how can we part that knowledge to the non-engineering parents whose kids are growing up, who are in the middle school, high school, that how should they plan their career, right? That's one of the aspect. The second aspect, which is even more important, is that how we can have our goals to be part of that change, right? I mean, there's no difference between boy and girl. We want to make sure that we part that knowledge, and girls have that opportunity, that education, that guidance to that extent, that how they can be part of that change, that engineering can be a stepping stone for them. So that's kind of really where we are coming from. We want to make sure, as much as we have been given as an opportunity from the Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, we part that knowledge, we share that experience, we share that guidance to our upcoming students, especially the non-engineering, the families which doesn't have the engineering background, and our girls to be part of that change. So that this engineering is really what's going to change and make the world go. So that's the way I see it. That's the sentiment which is shared by most of Argentinians, and we want to make sure that we can be, if even if we can influence a family to be part of that and go into that stream, it's a winning. It's a win for us.
No, thank you very much, Amar. So, Satwant, so you are in the engineering field since long. So, for somebody or the parents or the children who are interested in the engineering field but are not aware much what engineers do, so please share with us what do engineers do in their day-to-day life.
That's a then I consider this to be a fascinating question. Especially, I want to give an anecdote that when my kids were growing up, so in the elementary school, their teacher asked my son to write an essay, which is a form essay. You fill in the line of the blank, fill in the blanks. Like they would say, "Hey, my name is Satwant Singh, and when I grow up, I want to be blank, and I want to be blank because these things, and what do blank do?" So my son, he wrote and he filled it. My name is this, and when I grow up, I want to be an engineer. When I want to become an engineer, I want to attend a lot of meetings. So that's it's funny how we talk. So that's when I start explaining them what we do. So I explain to him, like, on a day-to-day basis, I design chips, and my chips do this, and then one of my chips got designed into the leading smartphones of that day. And then next day, not next day, a few months later, when I heard him talking to his friends, "Hey, what does your dad do?" "Oh, my dad makes iPhones." So it's important for us to tell. So on a day-to-day basis, we as engineers, we solve the minutes of the problems that make the world run. And as an engineering society, we said we are in the 21st century. So here are the top grand engineering challenges that are out there, and how do we solve them, all the way from climate change to making daily lives better, to get the diseases under control, and get the infrastructure going, social, I mean, everybody knows the social networking, Facebook, Instagram, so forth. I think as an engineer, it's easy to say now we are making the world better place for everybody, and more engineers are needed to accomplish that.
No, thank you very much, Satwan. So, engineering, it's not just a education, it's a lifestyle. So, Amar, can you please share what types of engineerings we have if somebody wants to pursue, and what kinds of compensation they can get after pursuing those engineering degrees?
Yeah, no, for sure. Excellent question. Um, Most of the time, and most of the people, what they have in their mind and perception, and being in the Silicon Valley, is that there are computer engineers. That's pretty much what the kind of the grandeur or the mindset is. But if you look at from the perspective of solving a problem, that's what engineering is, right? You can solve a problem in multitude of different verses, right? You can be a chemical engineer, you can be a nuclear engineer, you can be a computer engineer, you can be an electrical engineer, aerospace engineer, material science, industrial, you name it. There are so many different fields. So depending upon where your interest lies, there is a stream for you. So definitely, look into that as you are progressing. Make sure that where your passion is, what you want to do, where you want to see, where you see yourself thinking, solving, day to day problems, where you feel that you can make a difference, you will find an engineering stream there, right? So that's the way I would say that everybody needs to look at, especially the young kids, right? And to answer your other question, Gutej, in terms of the compensation, engineering compensation is very attractive, right? You take any field, you take finance, you take energy, you take computer, you take the new, the machine learning, the artificial intelligence, all those. The compensation and the reward is more than what you would think that what your parents or your elders or others in the family used to get. If I have to quantify it, you know the starting kind of a salaries with the good name corporation is in the north of, I would say, 70-80K, just as you graduate. So the reward is very attractive. The field is very satisfying. You get the feel that you are doing something for the community, for the humanity, and it's something for the long run. So definitely encourage that, look into that. Sure, there are other fields too, but this is one thing which would the returns are easy. You can have a quantifiable measure, and you can have a comfortable life.
No, thank you very much, Amr. So now we have an understanding. So it's a bachelor's degree. So Satwan, so how a kid in a school, so they should be preparing. So they should not be preparing after they complete their school. So it should be a gradual process from seventh grade. They should be starting taking some courses like English, mathematics, what kinds of grades, and something about SAT, ACT. So please share some information about that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to summarize it. I know we getting time is getting long and we don't have to spend up with so I think information is available readily if the parents or the students are know where to look forward. So to summarize the very simple thing, engineering itself, it's typically nominally a 4 years degree, but I know that sometimes students can take a internship, and that can extend a little bit. If it takes 5 years to finish a degree, that's not end of the world. Actually, I think that when the companies hire engineers who had graduated with that kind of experience, as a hiring manager, I tend to give that much higher weight when a student, how much he or she has learned in school, and not how many years they spent. But on the other hand, how you get into those programs is that I think that really the key is start the seventh and eighth grade right here in the US. That's when you start taking the STEM courses, science, technology, English, math, and stuff. And I always tend to push. I know that teachers don't say that, don't push your kid, but we as Indians, we tend to say, hey, push your kid a little bit. It's like try to push them towards the AP classes. Not that, it's like if they can, then you pull back, but push as hard you can. So get into those classes. And then once you get into grade ninth, and that's when you continue those courses, then one more thing I will highlight is that now that the way the AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, the computer science is everywhere, I I would say that you know, tell your kid to learn some programming. No matter what they're going to do, just learn some programming on a side. If that's a accredited course, great. If it's not even graded, that's fine too. So then, once you get into 10th and 11th grade, that's what you want to prepare for SAT, ACT. And the big thing that we as an Indian parents miss is that here in the US, the university admissions deadlines are right when the student starts the 12th grade. That's different than many other countries, like in India. Nobody applies to colleges until you're done with the 12th grade. So here, so the key to the good university education is to really be serious in 10th and 11th grade and get admission or apply to 4, 5, 6 universities and get admissions by you just then the 12th grade is just to make you finish something, finish that. Last thing I want to say that you want to maintain the grades, ideally A and B, and if it's a C, then if you get a D, then you automatically get disqualified from many universities. Okay.
Right. No, thank you very much, Satwan. So, lastly, I'll ask Amar, you have touched that it is not a field, not a education. It is something analytical skill where one can get an opportunity to solve the problems. So, we are in the 21st century. We have our own challenges. So, will you please share us with some of the prominent challenges we have around and how engineering can be useful to solve those problems?
Absolutely. This is a passion of me, right? We are moving from legacy traditional way of doing things into the machine learning, into the computer vision, into the artificial intelligence. So the nature of work, the nature of jobs are going to change. The mundane, the kind of repetitive things are going to be taken over by the machines. And I'm saying machines, it's kind of whether it's robotics, whether it's the RPA or anything. Really, the way to make a difference is be part of that change. Is the way I see it. These new technologies are going to bring new opportunities. The way we conduct our businesses are going to change. Just give you an example. Trucking is huge in US, right? But in the next coming years, it's going to go through a drastic change. We probably won't even have a physical driver behind a wheel because the AI and the computer and the machine learning is going to take over for the larger, span of things. Even we have the companies who are operating on the highways that a truck, I'm missing the name of the company, but the trucks from California can go to Florida ungoverned. You don't need to have a driver, and still the goods are being delivered. So my point is that the nature of the jobs are changing. Just be part of that change, right? Be part of that new technology, what it's coming, and you will be successful. That's how I really see it, and this is going to reward you to make even as part of my job where I am in the consulting world of the things. The legacy stuff is going away, the mundane jobs are going away, the stuff which is repetitive, which is can be done through a process automation is what is taking over. So think of that space. Another area which is coming huge is in the cybersecurity space. That's another area which is a passion of a lot of the companies. There's a lot of breaches being hacked, the data is getting exposed and all that. If you have a kind of a passion into that area, go for it. There are so many opportunities in that space as well. So jump, embrace the change, and you'll be, in a way, you'll be surprised that what the reward is, what the satisfaction is.
No, thank you very much, Amar. So, lastly, I will request Satwan to please share message with the school, college-going students and their parents. Like we have lots of distraction nowadays with social media, with TV, and everything. So, how kids can be motivated towards education, and how parents they can add value or keep them focused towards education.
I think that's a tough and easy both ways. The main thing is what I suggest parents to do is stay in touch with your kid, have dinner with them, go to games with them, and spend time with them. And as you are spending time, have but I stuff they do, hey, who built that? Who are the people who are driving the world, like social media? Which are the companies that are building? Who are the people building that? What you want to become when you grow up? I think there's no magic formula that, hey, you do this to your kid, give this, then they're going to suddenly become accomplish the best thing in the world. It's a daily grinding process. You keep highlighting on a day-to-day basis. Take to these events. Like we have engineering day coming on Sunday 24th. Hey, bring it over. And they learn from these small things, and you don't know where your kid's going to pick up what they want to do from where. So, to summarize, keep at them day after day after day.
No,
No,
really, just to build upon you, Stanpai, kids needs to have an open mind. Hey, have an attitude to learn and expand your universe. Just don't fixate yourself on one thing. That way you can be an agent of change. You can make a huge difference in this world. You can be Elon Musk. You can be Steve Jobs of the world. Opportunities are there, huge. And in today's world, I think there's so much of a knowledge and wealth in which you can make a change and be part of that. And engineering is just one avenue for you to be that change agent. So absolutely, the opportunities are huge. Just cash on it. Come
Yep.
and meet us on 24th. We can talk more.
no, thank you very much. So we as Genco or Gunanak Dev Engineering College alumni, so we are here or whatever we are doing is just because of the opportunity we got at the college to get our education. So now it's our opportunity to share the STEM value. So why everybody needs to get STEM education. With that said, I again welcome everybody on 24th of October at Guru Nanak Prakash Gurdwara at Grant Line in Tracy. There they can get an opportunity to meet established professionals. They can ask questions from Satwant, from Amar, and many more. So they can get those questions answered and get motivated towards engineering opportunities. With that, I'll again thank Satwant and Amar for their time. We'll see you in the next episode next week. With that, thank you very much. Stay healthy and stay blessed. Thank you.